Hello friends, if you're new, welcome to my channel. If you're a fan or a subscriber, welcome back. I really do appreciate the patronage. Today I'm going to be talking about what does the Bible mean by the Asherim. There's not much else I need to say before getting on with the video, so let's go. Only one text, Deuteronomy 16:21, supports the idea that Asherah could be a living tree. Quote, "You shall not plant any kind of tree as an Asherah beside the altar of the Lord your God." End quote. There is a problem with this verse, however. The verb to plant is not only used for living trees, but nails, Ecclesiastes 12:11, tents, Daniel 11:45, and people, Jeremiah 24:6 and 32:31. Also, the Hebrew word can be translated either as tree or wood, but combined with to plant suggests tree. W. L. Reed proposed that the Asherim are simply images of the goddess Asherah. The evidence does suggest that they symbolized Asherah in some way, but since the Asherim are mentioned side by side with graven images, it is unlikely that the Asherim were images of Asherah. To be sure, images of Asherah did exist, as attested to in 2 Kings 21:7, and appear in plaques and pendants. Scholars now believe she is also depicted on what are called pillar figurines, most common in Judah in the 8th and 7th centuries BCE. J.R. Ingalls hypothesizes that when the Bible speaks of Asherim, which is plural, it is speaking of these pillar figurines, while Asherah, singular, speaks of a larger statue. Yet the verbs used indicate wooden objects, not pottery. Also, the Old Testament represents the Asherim as syncretism and a part of public worship, whereas the figurines are primarily found in private homes. Throughout the last century, people have suggested that the Asherah was some kind of a pole. However, more recently, accumulating evidence suggests that the Bible's Asherah is a stylized tree. On a large jar at Canaanite, archaeologists found mention to a blessing by Yahweh of Samaria and his Asherah. It depicts a stylized tree flanked by two ibexes. Under this scene, there is a depiction of a standing lion. Hestron and Hadley have argued that this denotes the Asherah, which is very plausible. A picture from Lachish, dating from late 13th century BCE, depicts a row of animals and trees. The tree that is best preserved is on the right, flanked by two ibexes. The first animal is a lion, the symbol of Asherah. Hestron mentions late Bronze Age pendants from Syria and Palestine that have a naked female with a tree above the pubic triangle. A cult stand from the 10th century BCE found in Tanakh is also thought to depict Asherah. Consisting of 4 tiers, the ones scholars think show Asherah are the second and the fourth. The 4th tier shows a naked female flanked by 2 lions, while the other one shows a sacred tree between the lions. Since the lion symbolizes Asherah, it is natural to connect the naked female to the goddess, and since the lions flank a tree in the other tier, it is natural to assume that this is her symbol. But what about hard evidence to support equating the Asherim with trees? In Pella, archaeologists found 2 cult stands fairly recently. They dated to about the 10th century BCE. One showed 2 naked goddesses standing on a lion's head, and the other has stylized trees on the side. None of this evidence on its own suggests that Asherah is symbolized by stylized tree, but taken together, the evidence gives a strong case for this. Hosea 14:9 states, quote, "Ephraim, what has he still to do with idols? It is I who answer and look after him. I am like a luxurious cypress. For me comes your fruit." End quote. This is the only time that Yahweh compares himself to a tree, and curiously, it comes in the same context that Hosea condemns idolatry. This mix of words has many scholars hypothesizing that the prophet is here lashing out against Canaanite idolatry, having to do with tree symbolism, which of course brings to mind Asherah. The words in Hebrew that in English translate to, "It is I who answer and look after him," are a play on the names of the goddesses and not an Asherah. Note, I am not a Hebrew scholar. I'm dependent on my source for this information. Hosea not only has a fondness for wordplay throughout his book, he also likes to appropriate Canaanite religious imagery for his own purposes, reassigning the Baal death and resurrection imagery to Yahweh in a bid to prove that Yahweh, not Baal, is the fertility god. Hosea claiming for Yahweh the roles of Anat and Asherah by using the goddess's symbol is classic syncretism and fits in with the rest of Hosea. Remember, syncretism is taking gods and imagery from one religion and rolling them somehow into another religion. A while back, I mentioned that Yahweh was actually an imported god, probably from Midian. And you can see syncretism in action by the fact that El's consort, Asherah, has been assigned to Yahweh for the people that worshipped her. Although this view has been criticized by S.M. Dryan, after all, a stylized tree is nothing like a living tree. Others defend this position by saying that Hosea was trying to depict Yahweh as more effective than Asherah by comparing Yahweh to a living cypress. Since archaeologists found the text at Canaanite Idolatry and Khirbet el-Qam, scholars have debated whether Asherah served as Yahweh's consort in the Israelite circles that worshipped her. Although there is no consensus in the matter, the majority of scholars view this as probable. Just an interesting note, there is a sect of Christians called Gnostic Christians that are very, very small, by the way, that worship a mother goddess, and her name is Sophia. So when I get there, it will be very interesting to see how much Asherah has influenced Sophia. Well, friends, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, press the subscribe button, and if you want to know when I come out with new content, hit the bell next to the subscribe button. My Twitter, Discord, email, and PayPal links are in the description, along with the source that I used for this particular episode. Please leave comments in the comment section. Not only does it trigger the YouTube algorithm, but I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Keep learning and searching for truth. Here are a few videos from my library. If you have not watched them yet, go ahead and watch them and tell me what you think. Until next time, friends, goodbye.